ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। I welcome all the devotees for today's session. we were discussing in yesterday's class Jivātmā possess aham bhava, highness is inherent to Jivātmā. This is being discussed, this has to be established. Okay, so this was some extent we discussed. Aham na mam gnatavan. Based upon this, we need to consider, after getting up from the Sushupti, getting this kind of paramarsha means realization, this kind of realization or recalling. So it will be true then only when there is aham bhava, highness is there in Shuddha Jivātmā also. Okay, you all understood this? Aham namam gnatavan. This is clear for everyone. Can anyone explain this? Raise the hands. Anyone wants to explain? Aham namam gnatavan, based upon this, established that Shuddha Jivātmā is possessing highness. Can anyone try? No. Okay, Ravindra Sachiputra. You were there, Prabhu, in the yesterday's class? Your voice is not audible, bro.
Sorry, I was not there in the last 3 classes because I had gone for yatra at Dakor, Gujarat, Krishna Bhagwan. But I heard your lectures and I'm going to just try because they were little technical. You said that you said something about that when you get up from sushupti, that is the deep sleep, where there is a disconnection between the pure atma and the outside world, that is the senses and all those things, senses and gross body and subtle body. And then when you get up, and then you feel bliss. You feel bliss because the atma is itself bliss. So therefore you are feeling the happiness. And then you also added, yeah.
When
And
when we get up, we'll feel bliss, or after
no, when
getting up.
you after getting up, you say, "Oh, I felt so happy," and that happiness is indication of the bliss of the pure atma. And then after that, you say, someone asks you, what do you know, or something like that. Then you say, I don't know anything. So that I is, there are two I-ness involved in this. One is the pure Atma, which is referring to the I-ness, which is there in the, which is there in the deep sleep. And one is the I-ness, which after the deep sleep, when you have got up, that I-ness refers to after getting up. I can only understand so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
I tried. I tried.
Yeah.
I didn't attend your class, but still I mean,
Yeah.
I heard your class 2-3 times, each class, each of the 3
Yes, yes.
classes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Anyone wants to try? Clear try? Actually, I don't know. So, what should I consider? That means you understood or you didn't understand? Sudhanshu Prabhu, yes. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Bro, sorry, just kindly repeat just once. What
My
exactly?
my question is, aham namam gnatavan. So this kind of realization we get after getting up from the deep sleep. So based upon this realization, aham namam gnatavan, establish that there is I-ness, that means aham bhava, is there in Suddha Jivatma.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, as Roji told that when we are in deep sleep, after that, when we wake up, so we say, we are in Susupti, then when we wake up, we say, I felt happy. And when somebody asks, describe what type of happiness you got, then I say that I don't know. I don't know. And further, we say, I don't know me. So the first I here is
I don't know me. I don't know me. We say, or I didn't know me.
Sorry, I didn't know me. Yes, I didn't know me. And here, I didn't know me. Malab means this. It is some experience of past which is not telling. That's why he's telling I didn't know me. So this, when he say I didn't know me, so this first I, this refers to the Atma, Jivatma without the Ahankar. Original Jivatma.
Can you go inside and explain? I didn't know me, you say. So at that time in the deep sleep, I didn't know me. This is the experience you had. So for your experience, you made the sentence. So in the deep sleep state, you didn't know me. That means you didn't know yourself. That means this body, this, that, and so on, so Sudhanshu. This kind of awareness is there in the deep sleep. It's not there. That's why you say what you say. I didn't know me at that time. So in the deep sleep, I didn't know me. You say that means this sentence is indicating your past experience.
Yes.
Then tell.
So I didn't know me. The first I refers to that it doesn't have ahankara, but it is not saying that I didn't know this, that, or something else. He is telling me. So the second me is the I which he is now feeling. That I which is now connected with the world, connected with the senses, and antakaran. So the me, which is also objective form of I, second case, that is also refers to I, but this I is present present I, which is composite of all the atma with the external world and antakaran. So this is where I didn't know me. Then in this one more thing, when if we think that this I refers to something jada padarth.
You are
So-
giving the statements, but you are not establishing. You establishing, that means from raw person actually who is not knowing anything. So he also experiences this kind of thing. I didn't know me. He also says. So everyone say na after deep sleep. So if ask what is your experience, then immediately say who do you know in that deep sleep about yourself. Then he definitely say I didn't know me. So he say that is the experience of every person who went for the deep sleep. Then from that experience, step by step, you are fatafat you are giving the statements. That means ahankara is there, and then I is there, and this is a jivatma is there, and that is this I is this. That is a statement actually. This first I is referring the Suddha Jivatma I, and this me I is referring to the body I. But how to explain actually?
Okay, so let me again try.
No, I will give. Okay, you prepare it, Prabhu. So,
Sure,
and I will
sure.
come back to you. I will come
Sure.
back to you. I will ask
Thank you.
before by that another devotee.
Hare Krishna.
Kusuma Leela Mata. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam, Mataji.
Actually, in deep sleep, a person will be in a deep tamas gun, under the influence of deep ignorance, and so he is disconnected from the external world and senses, because he is disconnected from the all senses, and that's why he is not feeling the external world, and that's why he is purely in himself only, and himself means the real I-ness, which is real ahankara. So in that state, because of Atma's intrinsic characteristic is bliss, that's why he is in Param Anand. So, and that's why when he got up, he says that I felt happiness. And when someone asks that, did you know yourself? Then he says, no, I don't know, because he was disconnected from the external sense. But when he comes in wake state, that state, I mean, that me is refers to the anubhava comes from the material ego. And that's the, and that,
what is this? What is this word? Anubhava comes from material word.
Material ego. That means he is again.
What is anubhava? Why you are saying anubhava here? Me means is anubhava.
Anubhava means knowing, experiencing.
Words are very important, Mataji. If you say it's anubhava, what is anubhava means what? This word
Sorry,
is not.
It is aham bhava. Sorry. I wanted to say aham bhava, but by mistake I said anubhava. That aham bhava comes from material ego. That I-ness comes from material ego.
You said, but better, but not more clear actually. It's not so much clear. That means a new person also should be convinced by your experience, by your explanation. Fat. But you went good extent, but you can try again once again. Okay. Sudhamai Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Pranam Mataji.
In the Sushupti stage, Jivatma is completely covered with deep ignorance. This soul loses the connection with its subtle body, gross body, and external world. But after waking, it says, I slept happily. Means I was happy while in deep sleep. From this recalling, we can establish ahamartha. So that I-ness is present in the pure soul, because in the deep sleep, it was disconnected with this subtle body, gross body, and the external world, but still it was experiencing that bliss. Means that I-ness is present in the pure soul. But
you wait. Here you have to mention, you are coming clearly. You have to mention here what you are recalling, or what was your experience. I was happy. You say, na? I was happy. That means now in the waking up stage, you were saying about your past experience. This word you should use. You are telling about your past experience. In the past also, you were happy. That means I was happy, I'm saying. I was happy. I was happy, I'm saying. Means at that time, who are there? At that time, only
pure
that
soul.
Soul is there, pure soul is there. Without its consciousness is not claiming the external body, because that disconnection is there because of the deep covering of deep ignorance. So I was happy, still you are recalling like this. So still you are recalling, I was happy, you are saying. So this kind of recalling, this kind of experience is happening, means what is there? It is indicating, this is indicating, this I is definitely not the
material I-ness.
because not that the present body, and
I-ness
because there is no
coming from
connection,
material ego.
subtle and gross bodies are not connected. So this I-ness is definitely something other than the material. That means ahankara, false ego, because that was not at all influencing at that time. So that means then who are there in the picture? Only the pure jivatma is there. So that means it is I-ness belongs to that.
Pure jivatma.
Then,
Then,
yeah.
so means that is understood that it is unaware of gross body, subtle body at that time in deep sleep. He's not seeing this subtle body or gross body or anything external world. He's not interacting with any of the external objects. But after waking up, he says that he was happy. And if somebody asks him, who were you or where were you? He tells, I don't know me. Why? Why means, after waking up, he tells, I don't know me, means I don't know me myself. Here, myself, me or myself refers to that I-ness coming from.
I didn't know me, he says. I don't know me means. I don't know means present tense it is. Now he is also not.
I didn't know me, he tells. Here, me refers to the I-ness coming from the material ego.
You have to say, you have to, 1 second. Here you have to mention, I didn't know me. Means this is sentence indicating what? Past activity.
It is indicating past activity. So in that past activity, he is telling that he didn't know himself, or I didn't know me. So here, this I-ness is coming from the material ego.
Wait. I think I explained how I am explaining. There was subject, there is a verb, and there is object. I didn't know me. So this is the past activity. This point, nobody is saying why I don't know. So in the class I explained or not? In the question answers I explained. In the class only I explained, I think. I didn't know me. What is the verb here?
Knowing.
Knowing is the verb. And who is doing the action for that? Who is the subject?
I.
And what is the object for the knowing?
Me, Prabhuji.
Me. So this action happened when? Knowing action?
In the past.
In the past. So that means in the past, who are there?
He was there. Pure soul was there.
Pure soul was there. So that's why who is this first I is referring? Subject, who is the
soul.
pure soul.
Pure soul.
That's why here I is referring to the pure soul, because in the Sushupti, everything is disconnected. And then
Yes.
still I is there. That means this I is indicating
That is pure Jivatma.
pure Jivatma. So that means this I is indicating means I-ness is there in that Jivatma. That means Aham Bhava is there. And
Okay.
what that Jivatma is not knowing at that time, it is not knowing of me.
Me.
So what is this me is indicating? This
This means
object of
highness coming from the material ego.
Because at that time
He is connected with the material body.
he is disconnected with the material world.
In the past, he was disconnected with the material body.
So
But
that's
after in the way Jagrati
no, no,
state,
no, 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 no. In the past, it's actually happening to the past only, na. You should speak about past only.
okay.
So here, at that time, in the deep sleep state, he is disconnected with the body. That means the adaham bhavata, which is now it is there. That means now after the jagrati. So this was so
Happened in the past.
this happened in the past. That means whatever he is seeing himself as now, that means he's identifying himself as body. That means this aham bhava was not there at that time. That means it was not known at that time. So that's why this me is indicating. So the identification, now present identification, he's identifying himself as body. So this identification, this type of identification was not there. So that's why he's saying, I didn't know me. So that's why this me is indicating what?
The present.
The present, he is claiming himself whom he has himself. So that was not known to him at that
At that
deep sleep
past.
state because it was disconnected.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. So I will move forward. It's very easy actually. It will be very much important because, my dear students, so try to understand. It's a very important science. If you deeply understand this concept, then what is there in this world actually? In this world, everything is happening because of Maya actually. All the different actions are nothing but the activities of the three modes of the Maya, three modes of the material nature. These modes are all the time interacting, and so many vrittis are being created in the subtle body. And this Jivatma is keep on claiming. And this is now, so someone is doing good or someone is doing the bad. What is the role of the Jivatma in that? If someone is doing the bad, so here previous samskaras are there, which are also there in the subtle body only, which are out of the Maya only. And those samskaras are so waken up by particular trigger. So like he is seeing the some kind of movie or something. Immediately those samskaras are waken up. Previously which are stored in the Antakarana. And then what will happen? Those are triggered and those samskaras are triggered and it will be creating the new memory. You will get the new recalling memory. Smriti Jnanam, from that samskaras you will be getting the some vritti, one more vritti, present vritti. So then that vritti is nothing but what? So I want this, I want that. That kind of vritti is produced in the ahankara, through the ahankara. And this Jivatma is entering into that vritti and he is thinking that now I want this. He is claiming that vritti as himself. I want that and I should get that. And then after that, what next action is happening for the killing or whatever, to get that someone has to be killed. Then that action is happening. Then Jivatma is also all the time, what is happening? The chain of the actions or reactions are coming because of the interaction of the modes. And Jivatma is just following all those. Just following all those. Then after that, oh, I am bad person. If he comes into association of good people, then he will realize he's a bad person. This is also happening to the Antakarana. Then Jivatma, this pure Jivatma is claiming, I am bad, I am this, I am that. So today we are going to this concept, what I am explaining now. Jivatma is keep on claiming. Good and bad are all are belonging to this material world. Belonging, and they are done by the Maya. So Jivatma is following that. Those interactions of the modes. And this Jivatma has to disconnect himself from the following of these vrittis of the Maya. And it has to connect himself with the Lord's supreme energy. And this much only actually. Of course, not so easy actually. That means stop interacting with all these vrittis, following these vrittis, and begin connecting the Jivatma with the purely with the Lord, and thinking about the Lord, hearing about the Lord, chanting about the Lord. It has to keep on, that means change his habit of interacting with are following the various vrittis of the Maya. And it has to start following the Lord and Lord's Shakti's vrittis, Bhakti vrittis. Hearing about the Lord, thinking about the Lord. So keep on discussing about the Lord. This one it has to do. Then forget about this material world. Nothing is there actually in this material world. Nothing is there actually. Really, nothing. That means there is no business for the Jivatma with this material world, with this external energy of the Lord. No business. These families, these, that, children, and this society, all are simply what? Different manifestations of the Maya. And that's why, by the mercy of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and by the mercy of Srila Vyasadeva, and that is being explained by the Srila Jiva Goswami, and by all these Acharyas' mercy, and Srila Prabhupada, so who brought us to this platform actually? All these Acharyas are helping us actually. And with their mercy, so we are coming to know the fact, and we should develop the relationship with the real person. We should start doing the real business. A real business has to be started. And if we understand the pure nature of the Jivatma, then you can understand how much you are addicted to follow the Maya. You can understand. And you need the energy to not to follow the Maya, that will come from the mercy of the Lord actually. By the mercy of the Lord, Santaranga Shakti. And yeah, for that one has to associate and one has to serve the Lord, such a devotees. So it is a very important topic. I hope you all will take it seriously. And we'll continue our discussion, today's discussion. Same thing, that means not much special we are going to discuss, because you might be thinking everything is repeated, but still it is not clearly entered into your heart. When I'm asking, so some are saying just points. That means if we really understand this thing, then you will explain so clearly actually. Ekdam, one step after one step after the one step, without skipping any step, you can explain. That is needed. That is needed. Why? That is showing that you understood this very clearly. Otherwise, what? You are not clear means at any time you will be missing actually. So in that pure jivatma, there is aham bhavaha. Highness is there. But Advaitins, they say that Chaitana, avidyavachinna Chaitanyam is jiva. They say they are also accepting Chaitanyam, and they are also accepting that Chaitanyam is covered with the avidya. Their philosophy also like that. We have also Jivātmā is Chaitanyam. So whose essential svarupa is nothing but the Paramatma. Looking something similar. Chaitanyam is covered with the avidya. We are also on our class also Chaitanyam covered with the avidya. But point is what? They are not saying that Chaitanyam is having any bhava. They say, according to them, that Chaitanyam is like a dead matter only. It is not having any qualities. Even it's not dead matter also. It's like a sunyavadam. No qualities, nothing. Just Chaitanya, they say. What is its functions, if you ask? They say there is no energy. There is not energy, they say. That Chaitanya is not energy. So then why you will expect any functions? They say like that. It's like Sunya only, they are saying. Only they kept the name of Chaitanya. So that's why that is not correct. Everyone's experience after coming out from the deep sleep is what? Aham sukham asvapsam. I slept happily. We say all this, and I was not knowing me. I was not knowing me, we also say. That means in that deep sleep, what experience you have? You are not knowing yourself. Who is that you first? That means you say that what you say? I was not knowing me. That means this I is establishing aham bhavaha. I-ness is there in that Chaitanyam, which is covered by the avidya. If that Chaitanyam is having the I-ness, and that's why after waking up, there is connection back. That means now he's waking up means the influence of the deep ignorance is gone. Waking up means what? Influence of deep ignorance is gone. That means he's now influenced by the Jagruti means Sattva-guna. This Jivātmā is now in the Jagruti means Jagruti is out of Sattva-guna. So then what will happen? That Jivātma's, the pure Jivātma's consciousness started interacting with the subtle and gross bodies. And that Shuddha Jivātmā is having the I-ness. And that's why this subtle body is nothing but the Upadhi. Is Upadhi. means like a shirt for the body. And it is claiming himself as body through the false ahankara. False ahankara is like a shirt for the real ahankara, which is there in the Suddha Jivatma. Here the Jiva Goswami's point is, if that Suddha Jivatma doesn't have any I-ness, it is just without I-ness Chetana, then who is going to claim in the Jagruti Avastha, who is going to claim that I am body? To claim yourself as body, you should have some I-ness or not. If I-ness is not there in the Suddha Jivatma, then how it is possible that claiming of false ego as himself? If there is no body, then what is the role of the shirt? Shirt is worn by similarly, that means some body which is having the shape of that shirt is needed or not? Can you wear the shirt to a plank or a table? No. So that is saying here. Tatah aham ityetat shabda videyakarameva gnanam Shuddha Atma. The Shuddha Atma is having the what? Aham ityetat shabda videkaram is the meaning. The Shuddha Jivatma is the meaning for I, the word I. That's when you are saying, I was not knowing me. That means Shuddha Jivatma is what? Is the meaning for the I. That I-ness is there in that Jivatma. So that's why that Jivatma is what? I. That I is indicating what? That Shuddha Jivatma. And that Jivatma is entering into the Prakriti. Entering into the Prakriti means claiming the subtle and gross bodies as himself. If the Shuddha Jivatma doesn't have I-ness, then claiming of Prakriti's qualities will not happen. If yes or no? Entering into Prakriti will happen or not? It will not happen. Entering into the Prakriti means what? Claiming those qualities as himself. To claim some quality as yourself should have some existence or not? Some I-ness or not? Yes. If it's a simply Chaitanya, how it is possible? Simple Chaitanya without having any claiming capacity, without having any aham bhava, how it can be, how it can happen? Thinking himself as body. This kind of experience cannot be possible. It can't be possible. That's why that means when Suddha Jivatma enters, that means the I-ness of Suddha Jivatma enters into the I-ness of the material ahankara. Then this Suddha Jivatma is getting the different ahankara now. Suddha Jivatma, when it enters into the material ahankara, then it is getting the different ahankara or not? It is getting the different ahankara means it should be having the some original ahankara. aham bhavantaram prapnoti. It means now it is getting the different aham bhava. What is that? I am king, I am queen, I am farmer, I am this, I am that. I am farmer, if you say, here I refers to whom? Here I refers to what? I am farmer. Here I refers to whom? Here I refers to material ahankar. If you say I am farmer, it's a material ahankar. That means Jivātmā is now claiming material ahankar as himself. I am farmer. Farmer is a vritti. Farmer is a vritti. That means farmer is a one vritti or not? Who is doing, cultivating the land, this and that. Is a farmer. That is one vritti. And I am farmer. This I is vritti of ahankara. And into that, because of influence of the Maya, this I is, Suddha I is claiming false ego, false ahankara, false ego as himself. Tadetad abhipretya tasya ahamardhamaha. So now we'll establish ahamardha is the I. That means Jivātmā is the meaning for the word I. That we are going to discuss from the Bhagavatam. Evam paravidyanena kartrutvam prakrute puman karmasu kriyamaneshu gunairatmani manyate. Evam para avidyanena prakrute kartrutvam puman karmasu kriyamaneshu gunaihi atmani manyate. Simple actually. How Bhagavatam is explaining. See here. Atmani manyate. That means claiming in himself. Who? Puman. Who is claiming? Puman is claiming. Puman. This is what? Shuddha Jivātmā. Shuddha Jivātmā is Atmani manyate. What? Kartrutvam. Prakrutehe kartrutvam Atmani manyate. Who? Puman. Shuddha Jivātmā. Manyate means considering or otherwise claiming. Atmani means in self, in himself. What it is claiming in himself? Prakrute kartrutvam. Prakriti's doership. He is claiming, the Shuddha Jivātmā is claiming in himself. That means he is feeling himself as doer. Is he doing anything? He is not doing anything. Prakriti is doing. Interaction of all these modes. This building is happening. How building is constructed? Body. These three modes are interacting and this building is formed. Because you need the for constructing building, intelligence, mind, body, different materials. All these are all belong to whom? All these are all belonging to plan, everything. Plan is also product of intelligence. Decision making is also product of intelligence or action of intelligence. And mind, recalling and for constructing a building, you need to remember and you need to plan. Everything is happening by what? These are all different actions of mind and intelligence. And your labors are using the physical body to put the one brick on another. There also, there's a body that is also made up of gunas. They're all interacting, and bricks are kept, cement is given, everything is happening. And finally, house is constructed. These are all what? How the house came out? By the different interactions of the modes. Mind, intelligence also, nothing but what? Products of the modes only. Mind is also coming from the modes. Intelligence also is coming from the modes. Body is also coming from the modes. Everything is coming from the modes only. Nothing but Prakriti. That means Prakrutehe Gunaihi Karmasu Kriyamaneshu. That means gunas are, by the gunas, Prakriti is doing all these. So all the activities are done by the Prakriti, and Kartritva is belong to whom? Prakriti. So, but being identified himself as soul, as body, and so on, so I constructed this Jivātmā. Atmani manyate, Puman Atmani manyate. That means Jivātmā is considering himself. Why? Parabhidhyanena. Why it is claiming Parabhidhyanena? Parabhidhyanena, Prakriti Aveshena. That means, why it is claiming? Because this pure Jivatma's highness is now is claimed. Is claiming the highness of the material body as he himself. That is the meaning of Parabhidhyana. That means the highness of the material ahankara is claimed by Shuddha Jivatma. So like this, so many interactions keep on happening. And so when you enter into the goodness vritti, you feel yourself as good. And then due to that goodness, one action is done. And that action is also out of Maya only, na? Gunas. And now you will be entering into that and thinking that I did this. And from that, one more result came. Then that result is mine. Just Jivatma, Suddha Jivatma's consciousness is following the ahankara, which is created by the Maya. Through that, it is entering into all the vrittis. Keep on, like you're following, like a child imitates the dancer. Someone is dancing nicely, and the child also. Dancer raised the hand, and the child also will raise the hand. Dancer raised this, and dancer started opening the mouth and humming or singing. Child also keep on speaking. Like that. Being influenced by this Maya, strictly, simply following. Keep on following. Good also you are not the doer, bad also you are not the doer actually. You are claiming only those. Since you claim yourself good, and next is some reaction comes, and then that some action will happen, then that also you claim yourself. So, evam paravidyanena kartrutvam prakrutehe puman karmasu kriyamaneshu gunaihi atmani manyate. Atmani in his himself. Then see, that means is it matching or not? Whatever Sushupti from there, whatever we established, Bhagavatam also is speaking, directly it is speaking, paravidyanena. The highness of pure Jivatma is entering into the highness of material ahankara, that is paravidhyana. Then the doorship of the Prakriti is claimed as in self. I am the door. Atra that means Prakriti's gunas are doing the actions and kartrutvam belongs to the Prakriti, that means. And that is claimed in self. Atta niraham bhavasya paravidyana asambhava. If you say, now the Jiva Goswami is raising point, if you consider this Suddha Jivatma is not having any ahankara, then how it can claim the highness of the Jivatma, highness of the ahankara, false ahankara? How it can claim that? It cannot do that. Is it possible? If this Suddha Jivatma, which is nothing but Chetana Padartha, it doesn't have any highness, is it possible to claim? It's not possible. That means you are claiming yourself as something less, means you should have originally something highness, na? Yes or no? Paravidhyana sambhavat paravesha jata ahankarasya avarakatvad astyeva tasmin anya ahambhav vishesha. Our shirt is also having the body, body shape. Shirt is having some shape or not? Yes. That means it is establishing what? Body is also having the shape. Because this shirt is worn by the body. Shirt is worn by body. Shirt is having the shape. That means body also should have a shape or not? Yes. Simple. It's a very easy to understand. Shirt is having the shape. That means two hands and so and so. So some neck. Shirt is having the neck. So this is worn by body in a fitting way. In a fitting way. Means what? Body is also having the shape. Similarly, material ahankara is there. By wearing the material ahankara, what is the tendency is coming? Highness is coming or not? Highness is coming because of material ahankara. And this material ahankara is worn. Like shirt place, you should take the material ahankara, and shape place, you take the highness. This material ahankara is having the highness. Like shirt is having the shape. Shirt is having the shape. Similarly, material ahankara is having the highness. And this material ahankara is owned by whom? By the soul, pure soul. Like shirt is having the shape which is worn by the body, that means body is also having the shape we can establish. Similarly, material ahankara is having the highness, and this material ahankara is worn by the soul, means it should be having the what? Highness. Inherent highness should be there. Yes. Otherwise, how it can? How it can? How it can claim material ahankara as highness? It means it is not having any highness. Atra niraham bhavasya. That means if jivatma doesn't have, Suddha jivatma doesn't have any aham bhava, then claiming of something cannot happen. Claiming cannot happen. Such a Suddha svarupa matra nishtatvat na samsara hetu. So when it is claiming material ahankara, highness of the material ahankara, then it is becoming the inferior. But when this Suddha Jivatma stop claiming the highness of the material ahankara, that is nothing but the liberation. What is liberation? Stop claiming. That means Suddha Jivatma. Jivatma means Suddha only. Jivatma by nature it is Suddha only. Stop claiming highness of material ahankara. Is nothing but what? Liberation. Devotees doesn't like liberation also. They don't want this also. They want to claim themselves as servant of the Lord. And stop claiming the highness of the material ahankara is only liberation. This is not devotion. That means from the negative you came to zero actually. That means influence of Maya, you stopped being influenced by Maya. That is liberation. But if you start once again claiming, then that is samsara. So that's why that is samsara hetu. What is the hetu for samsara? Claiming of the highness of material ahankara. And this claiming of material ahankara is stopped temporarily only in the sushupti. In the sushupti, deep sleep state, only temporarily it is stopped because of the heavy ignorance. Such a deeply it is ignorant. So stop. But that is not the permanent state. Sanye yad indriya gane hamicha prasupte. In the sloka also it is said. So in ahankaram is prasuptam. That means is inactive. Invade sushupti. So that is establishing there is ahankara in. Another one more ahankara is in Suddha Jivatma. Okay. Upadhyabhimanatmakasya ahankarasya prasuptatvat. So that's why we already explained. Same thing is once again bringing. Jiva Goswami. Yeah, you might be seeing repetitions, but it's good to hear again and again. No problem. The same thing once again is bringing out. Because he is also very much eager to. Repetition means author or the speaker or the teacher is eager to are feeling important that to be known by the students. You should understand this. If teacher is repeating means he is thinking that it's important, and at least first time, maybe second time, maybe third time, maybe fourth time they can catch. With that hope they explain actually. It's not that they have उन लोगों का सरदा नहीं है मैंने ये नहीं है. So it's just hope. Okay. Mamaham nagnansham iti paramarsyaphi upadhyabhimaninaha anusandhana abhava. We all understood. That means I don't know anything. In the deep sleep state, I didn't know anything. That means at that time, this ahankara of the jivatma, the highness, real highness of the jivatma is not claiming the highness of the ahankara. That is happening. That's why we say I don't know anything. Next, 30th Anucheda, he is explaining the same thing with the different example. Suddha Jivatma, how it is just getting influenced by the Maya and claiming the highness of the Ahankara. That is being explained with the different example. Nrityato gayatah pashyan yathaivanukaroti tan evam buddhi gunan pashyan anihopyanukaryate. Nrityatah gayatah pashyan yathaiva anukaroti tan. A child, so he is watching. Child is watching the dancer who is dancing and who is singing. Pashyan means is watching. So how the dancer is doing, the same way child also will do. And the same way, here the dancer place, you should take the gunas of the Maya. And they are doing the different actions. Like how the dancer do the different actions. Similarly, gunas of the Prakriti are doing the different actions. And watching, keep on watching this Jivatma, Suddha Jivatma, and following that. Following that. Anukaroti, anukaryate. Okay, this is one example. Evameva swapna drishtantamapi gatayannaha. To explain the same concept, swapna drishtantam also is given. Yadardena vinamushya pumsah atma viparyayaha pratiyata upadrashtus swasirachchedanadikaha. Amushya pumsah atma viparyayaha pratiyate upadrashtu. Everything is done by in the dream. So in the dream, we see our head is cut off. Swirachchedana. Swashirachchedanadika. Upadrashtu. We at that time consider ourselves as that dream. In the dream, whatever body is there, that body is ourselves. We consider. And sometimes we feel that our body head is cut off. In the dream, we think it is, yeah, my head is cut off. But actually, his head is cut off? No. In the same way, dream, there are different bodies are created and we are claiming. Similarly, different gunas are doing the different objects and Jivatma is claiming. This third example is taken. This is being explained here. Tatapi Atma Viparyayaha. In this sloka, Atma Viparyayaha is there. Atma Vismriti Purvakaha Parabhidyanena Aham Tad Dharmiyah Dharmi Ityevam Rupaha Swartha Syat. Jivatma forgetting himself. Atma Vismriti. That means I am pure soul and this Prakriti is different and I am different. This forgetfulness is there. Atma Vismriti. That means forgetting. Jivatma is forgetting himself. Because by nature, Jivatma is what? Atma. And on top of this Parabhidhyana, it is doing the meditation. That means watching this Maya and the actions of the Maya. And Tad Dharmi, and because Maya is creating so many things and so many qualities. And this Atma is thinking himself as, I possess those qualities. I possess those. Tad Dharmi Ityevam Rupaha. So Ardha Syat. Tatha hi upadrashtu jivasya Tritiyardena Sasti Swapnavasthayam Jivena Swa Sirachchedanadikam Ativa Sambhavaha Ardha Pratiyate. Like in the dream, we see that our head is cut off, chopped off. Similarly, this Jivatma is also claiming the qualities and thinking like that. Nahi tasya chiracchinnam. But actually, in the dream, we see the head is chopped off. Really, head is chopped off is there, na? Actually. Similarly, Jivatma is not having any of those qualities. Falsely claiming. Nava swarachedam kopi pashyet. And in the dream, our head is chopped off. Anyone is seeing? Nobody is seeing. Similarly, that means why nobody is seeing? Because that's not real. With respect to, that's not real with respect to awakening stage. The dreaming stage is whatever actions are happening, whatever things are created in the dreaming stage, they are not real with respect to Jagruti Avastha. Similarly, you should apply for the exemplified also. Kintu Bhagavan Mayayeva Atra Anyatra Siddham Tadrupam Artham Tasmin Aropayati. Because of the Lord's Maya only, the qualities of the subtle and gross bodies are claimed in the self. For this, Brahma Sutra also is there. Tritiya Pada. So third Adhyaya, Dvitiya Pada and third Sutra. Atayeva, that is the Brahma Sutra which is establishing. Atayeva Suddhasyapi Sataha Jivasya Aupadikyena Eva Rupena Upadi Dharma Pattir iti Drishtantareno Upapadayati Yatha Jala iti. You can take one more example also. That means Jivatma is Suddha and the qualities are belonging to Upadi and those are being claimed by the Suddha Jivatma. Example is like a moon. Moon is reflecting on the water. Yatha jale pratibimbasyaiva chandramasaha ayam jalopadi kruta gunadharmo drishyati. When moon is reflecting on the water, now water is little bit, just because of wind blow, there is a little bit movements are there. Let us think. Then you will be seeing in that water, the reflection of moon also started moving. But here movements are there in the reflection. Are those movements are really there in the real moon? Not there. There are so many changes are there in the subtle and gross bodies. Are these changes are happening to the real soul, which is claiming himself as this? No changes. How the moon is not having any changes, similarly, real moon, that means which is a bimba. But we are seeing those. But children, what they will think? Who are ignorant of this? Real moon is different, and this is and the water is a reflected moon, it's not the real moon. Who doesn't know that ignorant person watching this moon and thinking that, reflected moon thinking that, and oh, there are movements are there in the moon. That is ignorance. This ignorance has to be cut down. This is the ignorance actually. Jivātmā is covered by the avidya, means ignorance. So this avidya is nothing but what? So thinking ourselves as qualities of the dharmas of the qualities of the subtle and gross bodies as qualities of the soul. That is the avidya. That is the ignorance. That has to be cut down. That has to be cut down. That means that is there because of the heavy influence of the Bhagavan Maya. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Hey Arjun, it's very difficult to cross this Maya. Now you started from the sadhus, this real information, and you want to not to be influenced by this Maya. But it is not so easy actually. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Whoever is surrendering to me, those only really can cross. But as much as you reduce the vidya, avidya, and as much as you increase the vidya, that means you keep yourself in the mode of goodness. So by that, keeping yourself in the mode of goodness, then influence of the avidya is reduced, then claiming of the qualities of the subtle body will be reduced. But completely you want to be separate from the vidya and avidya. Vidya is also product of the maya only. It's out of goodness. Then you need to have the mercy of the Lord. Otherwise, no. Yata jale pratibimbatasya chandramasah ayam jalopadikruta gunadharmo drishyate natu akashe stitasya tadvat anatmanah prakriti rupopadehe dharma atmanah suddhasya asannapi ahameva soyam ityaveshat mayopaditadatmyapanna ahankara abhasasya pratibimbastaniyasya tasya drashturadhyatmikavasthatai adhyatmikavastasyiva yadyapi syat tathapi suddho aso tad abhedavimaninah tam pashyan ityardaha. Same. So like this, there are all the examples. Nrityato gayato pashyan. In this sloka also, 11th canto sloka, there also pashyan means specifically watching and claiming. And suddhopi vichaste hyavishuddha kartu. This is also same. Jivātmā is suddha, but vichaste avishuddha kartu, entered into the vrittis of maya. Vichaste means what? Visheshena pashyan. Visheshena pashyan means watching all this and entering it. Tasmat bhagavatah achintya swarupantarangama antaranga mahabala prabala shaktitvat bahirangayah prabala Prabalaya api achintyasyapi maya na sprushtihi. Now what he is saying here, now the new point is coming here. Jiva Goswami is saying here, Lord is also, that means Swamaya Atmanyavadhiyamanaha, we have seen, Paramatma and Jivatma, both we discussed. What is the Jivatma? Jivatma is Suddhopi Vichaste Yavishuddha Kartu. That we have seen about it. Jivatma is also Kshetrajna. Paramatma is also Kshetrajna. But Paramatma is what? He himself is situated in his own Swarupa. By the what? Swamaya, by his own energy. What is that own energy? That is Antaranga Shakti. Due to that Antaranga Shakti, he is situated himself in his own Swarupa. What is that Swarupa? That Swarupa is Narayana. That means Lord's Swarupa is not the uniform. Lord's Swarupa is what? Variegated. Having the eyes, nose, this, that, beautiful form this is. Variegated form. Lord's Swarupa is variegated. But the Jivatma Swarupa is uniform. So, that means this variegatedness is not there. Eyes, nose, this, that, no. Okay. This is also Chit Padartha. Lord is also Chit. Lord is also Chit. Jivatma is also Chit. What is the difference between these two Chits? This Chit is being covered by the Maya. And because being covered, this Chit is forgetting himself. I am Chit. Can this Bhairanga Shakti of the Lord, that is Maya, can cover this also like this? It cannot cover. Because this Swarupa is definitely Chit only, this Shakti, Lord Swarupa Shakti is also Chit only, but it is very powerful. Prabalaya api. Bhagavataha achintya Swarupa antaranga mahaprabala Shaktitva. This Chit is very powerful actually, Chit. Chit Padartha also true. That means philosophy came from the Bhagavatam only. The reality. Philosophy is derived from the real fact. What is fact? Lord is also Chit and he is not influenced by the Maya. Parihiranga Shakti. That means that Chit is different. That Chit is nothing but what? Swarupa Shakti. Jivatma is also Chit, but it is influenced by the Maya. That means this Chit is different. And this is why it is known as Tatastha Shakti. Tatastha, Bahiranga, Antaranga, all are names are kept by seeing the reality, fact. So, this is so powerful, this Chit is, so that's why this Maya is not touching. Jivasyatu taya srishtir iti sprushti, not srishti. Sprushti iti siddhantitam, but Jivatma is touched by the Maya. Nivritti dharmena nishkama swabhavena bhakti yogena ya vasudeva anukampa. So, taya shanaihi tadu anukampa taratamye tirodhyate. This is a point actually, final point. Nivritti dharmena nishkama swabhavena. That means this Jivatma, what it should do to not to be influenced by this Maya? This Jivatma should become nishkama bhava. That means not desiring anything related to this material world. Nothing. No gadi, ghoda, patni, nadanam, najanam, nasundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamai. Nothing you should desire. If you desire anything is desired by you, this Jivatma, gone. Maya will not live. That's why what he's saying, Nivritti dharmena. Now you understood who are you. You have to wind up the things. In this world, you should begin winding up the things. Like you see, you went to the one place and you made the tent. Now your business is over. Then you will wind up things. Like you are in the hotel, your trip is over, then you will wind up all your things and you will leave everything, whatever belong to that hotel, bed, pillows, AC, TV, all the whatever, that means a control, remote control, everything will be left there only or not. Nivritti, that is winding up. Jivatma also should wind up. That is known as nivritti. Not to desiring anything. If you desire anything in the hotel, then hotel person will catch you. And he will keep you there only. He will not allow you to leave that hotel. Unless he will leave everything his. Similarly, unless if you don't leave our desire for anything in this material world, wind up is not begin actually. Wind up means, complete wind up means completely coming out from the material desires. You might be having the big house, big cars, and this and that, wealth, post, position. All are the vrittis of the Maya. All are out of the actions of the gunas. And Suddha Jivatma doesn't belong to anything actually. It belongs to Suddha Jivatma. Nishkama Swabhavena. No desire. Nadhanam najanam. Bhakti yogena. Then what? To get out from the influence of this Maya, so what it should do? It should take the shelter of the another powerful Shakti. Another powerful Shakti, it should take the shelter. What is that Shakti? That's a Lord Swarupa Shakti. Antaranga Shakti or Swarupa Shakti, which cannot be influenced by this Maya. Maya can touch this Shakti, Lord Swarupa Shakti, it cannot. Antaranga Shakti, it can. Maya can influence Antaranga Shakti, no. So that's why you should take that Shakti shelter. Bhakti Yogena, ya Vasudeva Anukampa. This Bhakti Yoga is nothing but what? Mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord. And you should take that Shakti shelter. Then Taya, by that Shakti, that means by that Bhakti Yoga, or by the mercy of the Vasudeva. So, what you have to take? You should do Nishkama Bhakti Yoga. That means Suddha Bhakti, Anyabhilashta Sunyam. You should not think that you should be out of the influence of the Maya and also you don't want to serve the Lord's superior Shakti. That means you want to be yourself so free from the Maya. This is also not possible. This is nothing but the liberation. This is also not possible without the help of superior Shakti of the Lord. No possible. That's why you should become Anyabhilashita Sunyam. That means no other desires than the taking the shelter of the Supreme Shakti, than the serving the Supreme Shakti. No Anyabhilashita Sunyam. That means no material desires, no Bhukti Mukti Kama, Pishachi. Bhukti Mukti Spraha Pishachi. This Pishachi is there in your heart, then this Pishachi will not allow you to surrender to the Lord. It will not allow you to not surrender. It will not allow you to get out from the Maya, influence of the Maya. You cannot relish the bhakti also. This desire is there, then you cannot experience the bliss, also mercy of the Lord. You cannot experience, you cannot get the mercy of the Lord. So that means when you do Shuddha Bhakti, then Lord will give the mercy. Ya Bhakti Yogena ya Vasudeva Anukampa. That means when you do Shuddha Bhakti, that means not desiring any products of the Maya, not to be alone. Because what is the Parama Swarupa of the Jivatma? Is a Paramatma. That is nothing but Bhagavan. He is a cause for you. And that is the reality. And if you don't accept that reality and you want to be alone, neither this side, neither that side, I want to be alone. That is also not allowed, actually. That is also not allowed. That is not Suddha Bhava. So leaving these two, and take the shelter of the bhakti. Purely. That is Suddha Bhakti. Anyabhilasha Sunyam. Gnana karma dhyanavrutam. That means karma and gnana. Karma is belong to the Maya. Because karma is what? Is the actions of the gunas. And gnana is what? Want to be alone. These two, that means your consciousness should not be covered with these two. Gnana karma dhyanavrutam. That means your consciousness is not neither covered by the karma or the gnana. So it should not be covered. Anavrutam. What is that? Then Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. Do the activities directly for Krishna. Then what will happen? If you take that kind of bhakti, service to the Lord, that is known as bhakti, then what? Vasudeva Anukampa. You will get the mercy of the Vasudeva. And that mercy, Taya, by that mercy, Shanaihi, gradually, the influence of Maya will be over. Influence of the Maya will be over when you determine yourself to do purely devotion. And you do that. Then Lord's mercy will be coming. And that mercy also varies. It's not that the immediately he will give. That varies based upon your offenses. And based upon that mercy, the influence of the Maya will be happening. That means anartha nivritti will happen. Based upon the mercy, influence of the Maya. That means anartha nivritti will happen. Cleaning will happen. Influence of Maya will happen. Then, finally, further lot of is there. That means in the bhakti rasas will come now. Now influence of Maya is over. Then after that, there is an infinite world is there to serve the Lord. And that is the Raganuga Bhakti begins there from there. Okay. Is it clear? Our philosophy and our devotion and everything is simple actually. We make things so complex because influence of passion and ignorance. That's why one should be coming to the mode of goodness to understand at least what is reality. And practicing is different thing. So Ravindra Sachiputra. Prabhu, your voice is not clear, Prabhu. It's very low.
I forget to on my mic. Okay. My query is that you said Jivātmā to become Nishkam Bhava. That means not related to this material world. And then you gave the example of that hotel. You go to the hotel, stay, and then when you leave, you wind up. You gave a deep meaning of the definition of wind up. So my query is over here is this, that when we go for these yatras or we go for any service for Krishna, we are using the material things. We are using the same things which you said, wind up these things. But we are using these material things. Then how do we look at the angle of these things getting spiritualized? The things are the same, material. But we have winded it up. You are saying we should wind up. Of course, we should wind up. But then same thing, same hotel, you go and stay again. Like before, you knew this. Before I knew this, I was going to the hotel for trips. But now I'm going to the hotels and staying there for Krishna service. That is on yatras. Then how do we look at the angle of winding up? This is my query. Hare Krishna.
These material objects, that means now we are offering the bhoga. which is also out of the
Material.
bhoga, is out of the mind. Is the rice and water, that means made up of pancha mahabhutas. Yes.
Yes.
And you can ask like this, this pancha mahabhutas. And winding up means what? I should not eat prasadam also. I should not offer bhoga also.
Yeah, that was the confusion.
So here Bahiranga Shakti and Antaranga Shakti is what? Everything is Shakti only. When the Shakti is acting unfavorable to the Lord, then that is Bahiranga Shakti. When the Shakti is acting in favor of the Lord, then that is Antaranga Shakti. Okay. So when this Shakti with pure intention is submitted in the service of the Lord, then that is becoming the Antaranga Shakti. Understand them? So, but you should not have material conception about that in any further else. Now prasadam is there, but you are seeing that prasadam as you are seeing, instead of this complete service in the service of the Lord, you are seeing that the object for your sense enjoyment, then that is not transformed as the Antaranga Shakti because of your consciousness, because of the way you are seeing that. Then that will act as what? As the bhoga only, as the object for the senses only. Then that is attachment. If you see that same, it's offered to the Lord, but you are seeing that as the bhoga mentality, then what will happen? So our consciousness is still attached to what? Attached to the material world. But if we see as it is offered by the pure devotee, and that became now transcendental. But if pure devotee is not offering, then nobody is going to accept that. Krishna is not going to accept. Yome bhaktya prayachate. That means with pure devotion, I can say. With complete, that means with purely with the devotion, if it is submitted, then it is accepted. So if it is not accepted, then it is acting as bhoga. It is bhoga only. So this is a subtle science. How to know whether it became transcendental or didn't become transcendental? So many factors are there. With what bhava is offering, with what bhava it's go. So many things are there, many dynamics. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. That means whatever is with devotion, that means with devotion means what? Without any other tendencies, it's purely prepared for the enjoyment of the Lord and it's submitted to Him only. So with that pure intention, it is prepared and is given to Him. Then after that also, it's not necessary that He has to take everything. Whatever is liking to Him, that only He has taken into that. And remaining, He didn't accept. That's normal only. Tadasnami, that means he is eating, he's not accepting, he's eating. Whatever is liking to him, that only. It's not that even it's you offered with the devotion, it's not necessary that he has to eat everything. So whatever is liking, he eats. And who knows what he is liking and what he is not liking? That's why you should always try to see that whatever he is liking, that only you should offer. So that means a lot of drastical change has to come in our consciousness. So that means how to become pure devotee, such a pure intention in every step. That is the learning process. That is the bhakti. One should learn this. That's one should follow the sato vritti, follow the predecessors. Sorry, follow the ancestors who are previous acharyas. One should follow previous devotees. So it's not so. That means you should clearly check the consciousness and the details. So answer is overall answer, the concluded answer. If that is completely in the service of the Lord, then that is transcendental actually. That's not different. Now it's no more Bahiranga Shakti, that is. But you have material attachment for that, then definitely that is. So you are not seeing that with the eyes of the bhakti. And if you are seeing with the material, that means vision, the object of the senses, then that you will be striking. There will be striking actually. And yes, Goswamis are so alert actually. It's not that they are offering so big opulent bhogas and after that eating. They winded up so extensively. Just once Sanatana Goswami is offering the little atta, he is begging and making the one dry chapati without any salt, without any vegetables to the Lord. That's why Rupa Goswami says, what is the anga of the bhakti? So he was saying, just let me tell you. One second. I'm sorry. How to cultivate such a consciousness, Krishna consciousness? For that, you should always remember the 64 limbs of Rupa Goswami. That's why Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has to be read at least 50 times. I don't know how many times we. It's because it's not so easy training this Jivātmā for that consciousness. It's very subtle, and because subtly we'll be maintaining the material desires and also desire for the liberation. Those has to be cleaned actually. Those has to be cleaned very clearly, thoroughly. One second, bro. Gurupadashraya Vyavahari Akarpanyam Shokadhyavartita and Bahu Grantha Kala Abhyasa Vyakya Vada Vivarjanam Shishya Ananubanditvam, not having the desire for the Shishya. Sangatyagaha Vidurena Bhagavad Vimukaihi Janaihi. One should be dissociate the non-devotees. One should be leaving the association of the non-devotees. And Yavadardhanuvartita Vyavahareshu Sarveshu Yavad ardhanuvartita. Meaningful dealings. That means one has to earn that much, the amount he needed. One has to associate the people amount that needed. That means this is a training process. Sadhana bhakti angas, how to dissociate now Maya and how to associate the Lord's Shakti and Lord's service. How to do that? For that, these 64 limbs are given for us. It's not that one day game. Now you came to know you are this pure soul and you are not, you should detach from this. But this is not going to happen by just your thinking. It will happen by the anukampa, mercy of the Lord. And how you will get? That you will get by the devotion. And how to do that devotion? Then Rupa Goswami is saying the sadhana bhakti angas. And so that's why Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is very important. So many points are said. Nivaso dwarakadau cha gangaderapi sannidau vyavahareshu sarveshu yavadarthanuvartita harivasara sammano datyashvat. That means one should do the Ekadasi Vrata, one should do the respect the Amalaki tree, and first one should accept the Guru Padashraya. Take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, Guru. Then take the Shiksha and Diksha from that Guru and do the service to the Guru and follow all the time follow the sadhus and Sadharma Prucha and ask about them, the right and wrong. Bhogadityaga. One should leave the Krishnasya hetave bhogadityaga. For the sake of the Lord, one should leave everything. Bhoga, enjoying tendencies. So now we are offering to the Lord so much, and so Lord is eating and I am also eating. Their bhoga mentality is there or not? That we have to see. Goswamis are very alert that not to offer so much. Maybe my bhoga tendency will be there. They are not, that means just for the body, soul together to maintain little bit they are taking. There also there is no intention of associating the Maya. Only the intention is this body is needed to do the sadhana. Sadhana means what? Sadhana bhakti. So it is the activity, chesta, which is done by the body, mind, and speech. What is needed now? So for that sake. So maintenance of the body, how much is maintenance? How much is bhoga? How to decide? As much as you become Krishna consciousness, you will understand. Oh, this is the bhoga, this is the bhoga, this is the bhoga. Everything is cut out. And giving the more and more and more and more and more attention to the service of the Lord, direct service of the Lord. There is no limit actually. Unlimitedly we will be winding up. Winding up will happen unlimitedly. Because we always check, pure devotee, always check. Oh, this is my tendencies there, my enjoyment tendencies there. I should not associate this, leave it. This is a bhoga for me. This leave, this bhoga, this is bhoga. Otherwise, what Rupa Goswami is sitting in that Dabir caste. So in that kings, Muslim kings darbar, he can sit and he can earn money and enjoy and also do the bhakti. Okay. So simple. Devotee's life should be simple living, high thinking. Anyway, we come to that begins with the land, cows, and Krishna. So land and cows. One time when we enter into the pure devotion, we live this kind of, oh, I should earn, I should be living land. This kind of mode of goodness, this is land and cows is the mode of goodness. So that also one leave actually. Consciousness is turning out from there also. And completely fixing on the Lord's lotus feet. But beginning stages, yes. So acharyas, to uplift these people, yeah, you offer everything, whatever you want to take and take. But whatever you want to take, you are offering. But next is consciousness is whatever Krishna likes, that I offer. That is even further. And why I have to put so much energy to earn this? And even I can do further service of the always thinking the Lord and always chanting. And then he is winding up from there also. A consciousness rages like anything actually. It's unlimitedly raised and fixed in the feet of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. So that we have to learn from the pure devotees. The way they give the instructions in the books, sadhana bhakti, then after that bhava and prema. So one should do that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, on this word winding up, you gave such a big class. It's such a big book you can write on this. Ek hi word pe, winding up pe, from where to where we went. And Prabhuji, this thank you very much. And this class which today you took, I think it was based on and whatever you have taught till now in these 12 classes. And this class was entirely based on the practicability, means उसको कैसे यूज करना है, जो आपने अभी तक सिखाया है उसको किस तरह से प्रैक्टिस में लाना है. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. Rajanand Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Venu Gopal Prabhu. Please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we have to forget the material world by our own will. But in another side, we read in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna saying, Matak Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. So is this influence of Krishna for forgetting the material world is coming from him or coming from the will of the Atma?
If you are now yesterday, 10 days before what you took breakfast, you remember now? Not remembering. I think you forgot. Yes. Maybe. Yeah. Many things we forget and many things we remember. Some things we forget and some things we remember. So why? These are all. That means Maya is doing the various activities using gunas. So these smriti and apohana. That means some are remembered, some are forgotten. So that is also Lord's. That means Maya is also Lord's energy only. And that is also Lord's energy actually. And which is making some are wiped off, samskaras, some samskaras are kept.
Yes, Prabhu. But in the case of the spiritual life, so let aside the Mayic word. So we have to remember the instruction, the scriptures, but also in the same time we have to forget the material world. So this is actually not in the scope of the material understanding, but more for the quest of the spirituality. So
understood. To forget, we don't need to put any endeavor actually. Just and also to forgetting the Maya, just you have to put the remembering the Lord. For that, if you do, then automatically. So all that means Rujjantosto Hyabadrani Vidunoti. All these abhadras are removed, and also the traces of the previous experiences, those also will go out from the heart. Jivatma is same only. That Jivatma is same only, but heart. The Jivatma is now entering entering into the what? Into the vrittis of the material heart. And this heart is now transformed to the spiritual. Completely will transfer into the spiritual, and it will enter into that. The spiritual heart. And when this spiritualized, all the traces of the material experiences also will be removed from that heart. Nothing is stored in the Jivatma. I am saying, Jivatma, nothing is stored. Jivatma is infinitely small particle. Either it should enter into the Maya Vrittis or the Bhakti Vrittis. Okay. So
Yes, Prabhu.
as much as we desire to do serve the Lord, then our heart, by His mercy, our heart is transformed.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Mukunda Murari.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Prabhuji, I was not there for a few classes. I was in Ujjain for Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja. But if it is connected to that, then I'll listen to the other classes. But it just, the question came to my mind when you were describing, like this I-ness which is present in the jiva, like that you have established. And then,
Jivātmā.
yeah, jivatma. So it is present there. Like, and when he enters into vrittis of the mind, then that he considers that to be the I-ness of the ahankara, you said, he considers that to be his. So, but does false ahankara also has an I-ness? So that is that matter.
Yes, that's Maya's. Yeah, the first day class it said no. So Jivasya, Maya Rachitasya. That means Maya designed such a upadi, such a shirt. Nice shirt actually, exactly fitting.
Which has got an I-ness.
Ah.
Okay. Okay. Because I was, my understanding was, like, because it's a dead matter, so it doesn't have I-ness in itself.
Ahankara means I-ness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, bro. It's clear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Akshay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for this class. And I wanted to ask that, so our, like, this is the false ego that we get from material manifestation.
Yes.
And the true ego is our service to the Lord and that consciousness. So, but we are the second category jiva. I'm like second category jiva, and from beginningless, we are like the knowledge that we have from beginningless is that like we do not know about Bhagavan. So how come is that we forgot and it is our we forgot our Swarupa? I am not able to understand this part. So how we forgot our we do not forgot our Swarupa or what?
We forgot our own Sarupa. What is our own Sarupa? Sarupa is, so we are Chit, we are Gnana Shakti, we are Ananda Shakti, we are no Jada, we are having the potency, that's Sarupa Shakti, Ekarupa Sarupa Bhak. This is the Sarupa of the Jiva. This is forgotten actually. Atmanam Atma Vismriti. So what is, today you have seen today actually what is saying, you can see today Atma Vismriti Purvaka Parabhimanena Ahameva Tadharmi Ityevam. Atma Vismriti, here Jiva Goswami is saying that Atma Vismriti, forgetting about himself. His soul, that knowledge is there in that. That's why in the Sushupti we are realizing I was happy. I-ness is there. That means you have some identity and you are the soul and I-ness is there. And that we forgot. That is pure. That is pure. That is forgotten actually. But I am the servant of the Lord. This is not there actually. I am the servant of the Lord is not there in the Swarupa. Then Krishna, then Jiva Goswami should write in this Jamatri Muni's Karika, we should see Bhagavad Dasaha. So that kind of information, that kind of identity is also there. That is not said now. But it is said that Paramatma Amsha. It is an Amsha of the Paramatma. That's all. That means the part and parcel of the Paramatma. That much only is said. But it is a servant of the Bhagavan. That knowledge is not the. That's why I said na Swabhavataha tadiya gnana abhavaha. Second category jivas means what? Swabhavata tadiya gnana. By nature. That means intrinsically, jivatma is not possessing that. If it is possessing that, then it cannot be trapped by the Maya. That is not there. So jivatma is forgetting himself means, yes, forgetting himself. But how it can come to know? By the association of devotees. Because it's a amsha of the Paramatma, where Paramatma is not independent. Na? He is also amsha of the Bhagavan only. So ultimately we are all amsha of the Bhagavan only. Na? We are meant for the service of him. So then we practice this by using the sadhana bhakti. Then by will getting the mercy of him, Lord, by that mercy, if we get more mercy, then you'll be more detached from the Maya. If you get less mercy, then you are less.
And we suppose if I have done any offense to any Vaishnava and senior devotee, but by my mind, not physically, if it is a thought from the mind, then how should I do to overcome it? Because I cannot even tell every devotee because I have countless thoughts. So how to handle it?
For that, yeah, one should continuous. Vishwanath Chakur Thakur says how to handle this kind of offenses in the Madhuri Katha. Sit whole. That means one is, if possible, then go and beg the mercy, or otherwise one should be. So if that is not possible, then in that time, so with repenting, one should do the japa till he get back his taste for the holy name, and stop all other businesses. That is, it is said for the Suddha Bhakta actually, sadhaka. But now we are not in the Suddha sadhana also. For the Suddha sadhana, it is the procedure. So only should focus on the one anga, that is a holy name, chanting holy name. But who are even not there, then they have to develop first of all Shraddha. Otherwise, they cannot engage themselves in the 24 hours Lord's service also. So one should do the sadhana as much as possible and develop the more and more and faith on the Lord and trying to ready to do the Suddha sadhana. Then it will.
So currently, Prabhuji, I do not have any option but just to develop my devotion through chanting only.
Shraddha, you should develop Shraddha.
Shraddha too, I can just try chanting and try service from my end and develop Shraddha, and then only I can do anything.
No. Shraddha, if you develop that Shraddha means a big word actually. Shraddha is not a simple word. It is having the big explanation. So you should get that Dhruv Shraddha. For that you should practice. Then you will be in the fully, that means direct devotion. Then you have to look for the taste is not coming, na? Then do the only bhajan. So that is the way.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Wherever we are there, from there we should try to progress. We should not just jump to the higher level. It will be difficult. We can fall down. After 2 days, we will be forgetting everything and becoming more worse also sometimes. Any other questions? Radhanaga Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Prabhuji, I have this question that when the Jivātmā is disconnected and he is in the Sutti stage, then he is in the realization of his Sarupa. He knows that he is the eternal servant of God at that time.
What?
When the Jivātmā it does not have any vritti, he is disconnected from all the ahankaras and all the subtle body and everything, then does the Jivātmā have this realization of Swarup that I am the eternal servant of Lord? He is in that state, or he does not experience that also?
क्या प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं मुझे? तो अच्छा प्रश्न पूछे ना।
And
अभी
Prabhuji,
अभी
एक
जस्ट
question और है।
मैंने अभी आप सुने नहीं, हम जो प्रभु जी को बोल,
हाँ
आप
प्रभु,
उसी
उसी से,
सुने
हाँ
नहीं आप।
उसी से प्रभु जी। हाँ प्रभु जी,
अभी
ड्राइविंग बैक होम एक्चुअली, मैं गाड़ी रास्ते में थी प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी एक चीज और पूछी थी, जब व्हेन द चाइल्ड इज इन द वूम ऑफ हिज मदर, देन उस समय कौन से स्टेट में होता है द चाइल्ड? इज ही
he also
डिस्कनेक्टेड फ्रॉम?
yeah
Because the child is crying that when I come out, I'll do your service, I'll do save, and I want to get rid of all this.
that's
At
not for
that time,
every jivatma. Every child will not think like that. Only who practice in the previous devotion, they only get, because of that bhakti vrittis, they will get back. So I will not get into the once again into the body. Not for every jivatma.
okay.
Many times questions are being repeated actually, because the question answers they don't hear, and for the previous questions what I answered, and because of that they keep their question, and maybe when their turn comes, then they ask same thing. That is wasting of the teacher's time actually. If you want to hear, then attentively if you hear, then you can get answered by the previous questions asked by the previous people also. Then there is no need to repeat from my side. This I observed in the many times actually, many classes. Students, what they think, okay, I have a question. So when my turn come, then I'll ask. And before that, what are questions asked, they were not hearing actually. They are doing some work and here and there. So then what will happen? Already I answer, it is answered. So, and I have to repeat again and again. So that is a problem. We'll lose the time now. Lakshmi Narsimha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I do not know whether my question will sound repeated or something like. Actually, just this one, in Sushupti stage, that is the I do not know me. That concept, and one is covered by the Maya, that is the second stage. And the third stage, is there any third eye where the actually when he considered that I am Krishna's Nitya Das? So can we say like that there is a third eye when we come to that stage that I am Krishna's Nitya Das, or we consider only two eyes?
Yeah, it is Dasa Bhutaha. That means every Jivatma is being part and parcel. It is meant for the devotion only. There is no doubt in that. Why? Like a bolt is there. Bolt is meant for the serving the machine. That is only is real. So every Jivatma is part and parcel of the Paramatma. That means is a part and parcel of the Lord. That means it is meant for the service. That means is Dasa. But that knowledge is not there. Already we said now. So Tadiya, that means Tadiya Gnana Abhava. That Gnana is not there in the Jivatma. If that Gnana is there in the Jivatma intrinsically, then no one will go to the Brahman realization. So when they come out from the Maya, then immediately they should understand the servant of the Lord, and they go back to the Goloka only. Then there is no existence of the merging into the Brahman. There is no possibility of merging into the Brahman.
So that means there are three eyes.
No, that is not I. Jivatma is having the real I. So that is a soul. And what is that further information? That is not the three eyes.
Okay.
So further what it is servant of the Lord.
Okay. And then
the servant of the, you can say that what is that servant? Maybe he is a Dasa, he is a Sakya, he is a Vatsalya, and he is Madhurya. So type of the relationship view.
Okay.
It's a type of relationship, we can say.
Okay.
He is not considering himself as a Lord, actually. Then it is a further I. I am, so Lord, if we say, then that is a problem. But he will be saying, I am the relationship. relationship with the Lord. Now here calling, I am teacher, I am student, I am this, I am that. But there we say, I am servant of Lord. So that is this I is having what kind of relationship with the Lord. That is the further information. But that is not there. That comes based upon the relationship you develop actually through the association of devotees.
Okay. Prabhu, just extension of His Grace Vrajananda Prabhu, that our endeavor where it comes, for example, to do bhakti, that we need to do endeavor. That means that Jivatma, when it comes to know that I am Das of Krishna, then and by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, but that endeavor has to be from ourselves individually, or how does this work out? I mean, that mechanism.
That mechanism works based upon the association, power of the association.
Power of the association. But the endeavor will remain individual.
So you started desiring that because Gnatritvam, Bhoktritvam, Kartritvam is there actually. So that's why Jivātmā can become. So how much serious depends upon the power of the association. And Jivātmā individually by itself, it cannot become perfect devotee. Then there is no need of the Guru and there is no need of the association of sadhu. So, but Rupa Goswami's sadhana bhakti, what is that? First Guru Pada Ashraya. So, next Diksha Shiksha, next Seva to Guru, then after that Sadhu Sangha. 4. These are the most important and primary. Jivātmā should take the guidance only. It cannot, inbuilt guidance is not there. Then what is the need of Guru then?
No, that I understood, Prabhu, but my question was that endeavor. For example, I got the instruction. Sometime what happens that I am getting so many instruction. I am reading. I am learning from your classes also. But the still that conviction about the endeavor. For example, you now was talking about bhoga also. That what is your intention behind the bhoga? Whether
That's offenses, na? Offenses create the material attachment.
Okay.
Since we are offensive, Trinadapi Sunichena. If one wants to do bhakti, that is needed, but that we don't have. So the material attachment will lead to the offenses. Offenses lead to the further material attachment. Those go boost up each other.
So that means it is a great expertise required, that being in this material world and doing the spiritual activity, being in this material world, and especially a grahastha, when you are in a grahastha ashram, and this requires a great expertise actually. That's
Guidance.
what
Guru
guidance
is very much important. Very strong Guru is needed. That means Shuddha Bhaktas deliver the. Yes.
What happens that our Guru Maharaj, he has
here Siksha, Bhajana Siksha, Diksha Guru. Sikshas.
So I'm scared to go to him and to take guidance, and he
Gurus can be Prabhu. He is Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. His Siksha is said, na Prabhu here.
Yes, through you. Yes, correct. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Pradeep Kumar.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. My question is the three stages of realization: Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagwan realization. Brahman realization is a subset of Paramatma, and Paramatma is a subset of Bhagwan realization. That means basically what I understand is in the Brahman realization, it's only the Sat is prominent and other two are dormant. And in Paramatma, Sat and Chit is prominent, Ananda is dormant. And in Bhagwan realization, you get Sat, Chit and Ananda. Three of them are full to the potential. Is it right, Prabhu?
Brahman realization also, Ananda is there. You cannot say that there is no Ananda. But the full Ananda is not manifesting.
Okay. Okay.
And also in the Paramatma realization, so one will be so by the Paramatma realization, one can go to by worshipping the Paramatma. That means yogis, Ashtanga yogis, they meditate on the Paramatma.
Yeah.
And after that, they may maintain desire of, that means to go to the Paramatma Loka, that means the Vaikuntha, and have the same richness or the same kind of, like Paramatma, how is having the same svarupa. They also, after seeing, meditating on that, they will also maintain this kind of desires.
Okay.
Then they get this Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, and Sarishti, this kind. Otherwise, if they don't want to get this and they want to marry, then they'll go and marry and finish game. So they do different kinds of the, that means desires, and they'll realize the get the different mokshas. These are all what in the Paramatma realization. What you are realizing, you are relishing the Lord's beauty as not, but Paramatma is not complete. It's just a portion of the Bhagavan. So whatever is there, that much only you are relishing, being a Paramatma. So Upasaka.
There is no seva bhav in Paramatma.
No,
Paramatma
sir.
realization?
No, sir.
Okay.
Only enjoying.
Okay.
No, seva is not there.
Okay.
In Brahman also enjoyment is there. Brahman enjoyment is very little. So that means like how the deep sleep, the enjoyment we get, that is only the enjoyment actually.
Yeah, so exactly. I wanted to ask that. Sushupta stage and Brahman realization is almost same.
Same. So that is the enjoyment. But Sushupti is out of ignorance. It not stay for the permanently.
But after Sushupta, we again get into Jagrita state, waking up state. Yeah. Similarly, from Brahman realization, after some time, we fall down again back to the place, Maya.
Brahman realization, that means if you, for permanently, if you get Brahman realization, you should see from where it is coming. Sushupti is out of what? It is coming out of ignorance. And Brahman realization is coming out of?
Jnana, knowledge.
No, bhakti. If you have little bhakti, then only the soul go and merge into that.
Yeah.
So you will realize self actually. But if you want to go and merge into the Brahman, bhakti is needed. Then anything done by bhakti will be permanent only, na?
But who would like to merge into the this one Brahman realization? That's basically Mayavadis or Advaitis want to merge in that one.
No, Advaitis, they don't merge. They cannot go and merge because of their offense.
Oh, okay.
And Brahmavadis, they merge.
But normally Brahman realization, basically the bhakti basically means, you are devoted to the Lord. The Lord, basically the Bhagwan feature of the Lord. Or bhakti is, all the three stages also is the bhakti is considered as a bhakti. Brahman as well as Paramatma and Bhagwan.
All, that means realizations without help of bhakti, it not be achieved. Brahman realization also is needed when there is a little amount of bhakti. But that bhakti is becoming assistant only. But bhakti is not prominent. So without help of bhakti, no realization will be coming. So those are all permanent only. Brahman realization is also permanent. But if anyone does the offense to the Lord, then they will fall down. But that means one who got the Brahman relation in the body, still is in the body, Jivātmā stage. Then if he does any mistake, then he will fall. Otherwise, if marriage into the Brahman.
But in the Brahman realization, that you will not have the false ego to fall down. It's only the I is the real ego.
Fall down happens because of offense. Anadruta Ishmadangrayaha. Not because of the ahankara, I am saying.
Oh, okay.
In the Brahman realization also, you have ahankara. I am Brahman. This ahankara is needed. Ahankara cannot be removed out because that is the inherent, intrinsic characteristic of Jivātmā.
Yeah, but then that's a real ahankara, real ego.
Yeah, that's real ego.
Okay. But with the real ego also, we commit offenses.
Committing offenses is different. Na? So if you consider that means someone Vaishnava is coming and you are not respecting or not smiling, so then that is offense.
Okay.
What is why you are mixing those two?
Okay, understood. Prabhu, I have one more question, side question. Basically, what is Sudarshan Prabhu said, the Prashadam, the Bhoga. He said the intention, how you see that a sense of enjoyment, it becomes bhoga. Otherwise, basically, it becomes the spiritual food. But then there are number of people who come to the temple and release the prasadam. After that, they become the devotees. At that time, when they are releasing the prasadam, they are looking only as a sense of object of enjoyment. But then subsequently turning their mind towards the Lord. So how exactly we look at that perceiveness there? Because they are just looking at an ordinary food, and they're passing by the temple, they found that there's some free food is offered, then they're taking it not as a prasadam, as a food. And but still they get the Lord's mercy. How is that possible?
So, see, prasada, because it is offered by the devotees, bhaktya yome prayachati. So that's why it became prasada now.
Yes.
Okay, it became prasada. It's not the bhoga now. Now, after eating that, they should immediately go back to the Godhead. They are not going back.
Yeah.
Why? They are getting only little mercy. But 1 grain of eating Mahaprasad, you should be eligible to the going back to the God. Because of still having the bhoga tendencies, anardhas, all these are there now. That's why still they are here only.
So they get some mercy. Some of them gets some
little mercy they are getting. Yes.
Okay.
Bhoga tendency stopping now, that mercy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they should go back immediately by 1 grain. They should go back and sit in the spiritual world. 1 holy name is enough, na?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Sri Jivatmā.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
That, as it is mentioned in the Kalisantana Upanishad, that one who chants 3.5 crores of names, like they are eligible to enter into the spiritual world. Like somebody asked me, like even they are just beginners, they are chanting 16 rounds or more rounds also. So is it also counted in that?
Yeah. Our count is increasing. Every day we are adding. And these scriptures, yes. So they whatever they say, that's absolutely right. So if anyone does, because that's upper limit, they said. And by that, all offenses will be eradicated and they will be eligible to go into Vaikuntha. All the most sinful sins also will go. But neglecting, that means neglecting the Shastra's other instructions, not to commit offenses. Even if they chant that many number of rounds, but other instructions of the Shastra are neglected and they, that means Sutti Shastra Nindanam, if they do that offense, and the other instructions are saying that not to commit offenses and so on and so. If that is not taken care, only just chanted, they will not go back. They will not go back. Yeah.
But as I answer that that holy name is also included, even though not taking Diksha.
If they know that Guru Diksha they should take and they are not taking, I don't need, then they are doing the offense of third, Guru Ravagna.
Oh.
Shastra is saying, and he also is, he came to know that for spiritual upliftment, Guru is needed. But still, I don't want any Guru. That means he is against the Guru Tattva. That is an offense. Due to that, he will never go back to the God. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, Pancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand.